or not, that's a different question.
Slow push coming over towards B. Troubly with the AK, with Taz in hand. Won't be needed really there. It was a combined effort, the crossfire coming in on that B site. High fives all around. And another one on the board for mousesports at 5-3. This time, we see Universal Soldiers have bought up, but they've not got much cash left afterwards.
No, they really don't. This is a big problem for them because, well, again, it's another round without putting down the bomb, and they can't keep having these rounds. Obviously, they'd prefer to win them, but if nothing else, they need to at least get into a position where they get into a site, put down the bomb, and limit the amount of eco rounds they have, because if they lose this one, they're straight back to that situation. And mousesports, again, their economy is really booming now. They're really doing well. They have 8,009. Well, they have almost 9,000 on everyone on their team, and that's too much.
Soldiers here move back to the slower approach of things, where they certainly have had a little bit more success. But Chris J has pretty much locked down that middle area, was already peeking out there. The B defense is pretty deep, and that is where Universal Soldiers are going to go. Crispy there, just having a bit of a peek out. I think he spotted that one man was there. The smoke does come down. He's going to smoke himself and flash off the wall behind him. He's going to back straight into them. Is he going to be able to catch them out? There's going to be a duck shoot. Gets himself two. Make that 3. Can he get number 4 as he switches out to the AK? The man on the wall in front of him will shut him down, but it's finished off nonetheless. Mousesports on a roll.
What a great push in there. I mean, that's a really intelligent play. Counter-smoking and counter-flashing, running in with his back turned in case there were any flashes from the opposing team. And that's all it took. Now we've got 11-11-11 for Tropley, Lajaya, and Crispy as a score. The Germans, man, they're playing really well right now. 6-3. And they forced Universal Soldiers back to eco. No bomb plant once again. This is actually a little bit of a disaster right now.
Bomb needs to go down here for Universal Soldiers. You'd expect that this is probably not the round for that to happen. Is Troubly going to spray through the smoke? Is he going to find anyone? Not with his rifle, but the pistol will do anyway. Takes down Pasha and Neo. Bayali's gone down to Chris J, who's looking for even more. Crispy will come and spoil that party, and they know where the last man is. Troubly will get that one. Easy round for Mouse.
My God, this is impressive. Well, there's a 4-round difference building up. And now mousesports is sort of, they're hitting how much, the money cap basically in the game. 16,000 baht starting money for the Giant that round, and it's going to be 7-3. And once again, Universal Soldiers in a position where they need to, at the very least, put down a bomb here. Otherwise, they're going to be, low on grenades and probably maybe even low on rifles. This is a terrible situation. I'm wondering what they can do to change it. It looks like they may try and go for more of an apartments-oriented push. And there's Bayali with a great shot through the smoke. Tropley up here, and it's going to be Snags who came in. Great kill. TCN alone in the apartments. He's going to turn around, tries to get the kill, but Snags will do it. It's going to be Crispy and Lajaya left in a 2-on-4, and that's what they needed.
2 versus 4. Let's see if Mousesports can come up big in this one. There's a lot of health remaining here for Universal Soldiers. And now, is the last man left alive. 1-on-3. Bayali is low, but it won't matter if you've got his back. If you've got your back to him, he'll shoot you in the back of the head just like that. And that will be a round back for Universal Soldiers here. A much needed one as well.
Yeah, I think that grenade that landed him actually did 43 damage to him, and it was like a random bounce off of the wall. So timing is everything, and that's going to bring Universal Soldiers a much-needed round. They're still really far away now from forcing an eco on mousesports, and we have to wonder if it's even going to be possible in this half to do it, considering the amount of money they have. And Chris J actually has the AWP down the middle. They're going to push aggressively. Tropley's leading the charge. He's going to go down. Pasha will take him out, but they're coming up from behind. Lajaya and Crispy. Actually, just Lajaya alone, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication here on mousesports.
Yeah, Crispy went back from that one. Left his teammates are running there alone, who got swiftly dealt with. Tizian goes down as well, and all of a sudden Mouse down to just 2 men. Crispy here still holding that B site alone. He's going to have to continue to for a while because Chris J's over on A. No terrorist players there. He will slowly start to rotate around from that bottom side of the map, but it's probably not going to be fast enough here. Neo has taken out Crispy. And Chris J now, last man left alive versus 4. Bayali was ready and waiting at the top of Banana. And Universal Soldiers now starting to find their groove.
It's a mysterious game, Counter-Strike, isn't it? Because we were just looking at a situation where Universal Soldiers will look crushed, basically. And now, well, 5 rounds on the terrorist side of Inferno is actually pretty decent. They can work just fine with that. If they take any more, then I think actually mousesports are the ones that have to be really concerned. So it's changed on a dime, and it's kind of what we saw against Na'Vi as well. The Poles, they have that momentum. 1 good round, and they seem to be in the right mood.
Let's see how this one goes for them. They're already, again, pushed up with 4 men on Banana. Single man is back on the A side of the map. Gonna try and catch the rotations from that one, but a two-man defense once again in that B bomb site for mousesports, looking to spoil any push that Universal Soldiers are gonna put down. And here comes that push. As Pαlm will be the first man to jump over. One man on the cables, one man pretty deep in the site. Grenade's gonna come across. There's a firebomb down as well. They gotta move from this one. The guy you're gonna get to. He goes down finally to Pasha. But Crispy is still at the back of the site. He's smoked out right now though. He can't get in on it.
4-on-3 situation, and the bomb is not yet down, so they're taking their time. And I actually understand why. If you plant the bomb too early, sometimes you're going to get overrun. So they'd rather for someone from mousesports to peek and then pick them off. But it's going to be the other way. Chris J finds the headshot on Neo, who wanted to do that. So now it's Pasha and Taz left, and all of a sudden mousesports, they seem like they should be able to win this round. Still just 25 seconds, and there the plant is going to come in. Finally, Tropley coming in from behind, trying to jump up there, shooting through the coils. He's going to get the shot as well, and there it is. Finally another round. It's going to be 8-5 in favor of mousesports still. But, you know, Universal Soldiers, now they have the money to buy. They're not ecoing.
Yeah, a couple of rounds here. I mean, an 8-7 finish for Universal Soldiers. They'll be thinking of this as a pretty successful half coming out from the T side. We've said it before, Inferno probably it comes to that whole side bias, and it's probably why we're seeing it so much here with this whole map elimination, best of one format coming out today.
Yeah, it has been really, really popular, and you might be right. That might be the reason. Chris J, he's up to no good in the middle again, but he's actually, he thinks better of it. He's going to fall back instead, and it's going to be a fairly slow round for mousesports. I think 8-7 would be a tremendous score right now for Universal Soldiers. I actually think mousesports needs to make this 10-5 if they want to stand a real chance.
Yeah, considering how mousesports, you know, kind of in the middle rounds of the game had really started to put a lot together, had a good run going. Now they are going to see Universal Soldiers pushing in towards that B side, but here comes the push around the back. They've managed to pick up 3 kills between the two of them. Yeah, it did go down, and it is now a 4-on-2. And mousesports just going to wait for those rotations to come in from A, surely, and overpower what Universal Soldiers have right now defending this B bomb site. There was Neo, I think his feet pretty much showing there. Will actually get the better of Crispy, but Trouble is able to push up from the back. There is Taz. He's right in the back of the site as he gets himself to. Needs to find Chris J here as we're down to a 1 versus 1. Chris J peeks, Taz picks it up. Universal Soldiers go 8-6.
And that's a quad kill for Taz. In fact, that was a brilliant round from him. And you're right, you know, mousesports, they did exactly what they needed to do. They waited for backup, made sure they had all 4 people ready once they entered the site, but it wasn't enough. Taz was in the back, he took the quad kill and made it 8-6. Very, very impressive.
Now you see Taz, kills per round, 5th highest of all EMS players in the fall 2013 season. That is not shabby by any means.
No. Has to be feeling good. He has been playing really well. Misses the shot as Chris J, and instantly punished by Pαlm. So a great start here. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Trolley does get the kill, but he gets taken down by a grenade. That's going to leave Lejai, Crispy, and Tician left. And this is a problem when you're on the counter-terrorist side, because look at how they have to split themselves up. That leaves only 1 person in B. If Universal Soldier gets right, if they have enough time, if they guess the right bomb site, they could just win because of that.
And certainly could even just overpower A, because right now we see the one rotation that was at A headed over towards B. That's going to leave Tician all alone here in Big Pit against 4 Polish players who are out for blood, and an 8-7 first half score here from their terrorist side of Inferno. There go the flashes into that Big Pit. Actually, they're going to miss Tician here, but actually the Snacks gets in behind him, somehow still manages to pick up that kill. And now the 2 remaining mouse players are going to have to rotate this entire map to try and get back onto the A bomb site. Bomb has been planted here by Taz as well. Slim pickings here for Mouse, I feel.
Yeah, this is not going to be... I mean, they had even had so much time to set up some really good post-plant positions, but Lejai is going to get the 1 kill on Snacks, and that's a very important position they took down. The bomb is already far ticked, so they need to move now. Neo drops as well. There's a 2-on-2, and it's up to Crispy alone in a 1-on-2. He tries to do it. He gets the 1 kill. Can he take down Pasha as well? He's in a great position, and you cannot shoot through that wall in global offensive, so Pasha has to come out. He gets the kill. Crispy, oh my god, the double comes in. He gets the defuse, and that's a very important round for mousesports. 9-6. Oh, I feel like Chris J might have just saved them once again. Not Chris J, but Crispy. Very cool.
Very, very strong ending to that first half for Mouse. In a scenario where I just didn't expect it. 4 versus 2 there on that bomb site. Yeah. Bomb ticking away. You have to hand it to mousesports there, playing under pressure, able to get the job done. Just to give you a quick rundown of the individual scores here. 17 kills apiece for Crisby and Troubley. Legia with 18 kills for 8 deaths. 7 for Chris J, 5 for Tizian, Tizian wasn't that much involved. He played Big Pit, which wasn't hit that often in that first half by Universal Soldiers. On the other side, Neo by Ali leading the way for the Poles. Taz, Pasha, and then Snacks coming behind them, not coming up so huge. And I think if we look back to that Navi game, Snacks was so on form. If he picks things up here in this second half, now they move over to that CT side, could be dangerous for Mouse.
I could definitely be. Let's see. Mouse coming up the middle right now. It's another pistol round coming up, and kind of a must-win one for both teams. If Mouse get this, they're right back in the driver's seat, but Snags, as you mentioned, gets a double kill before Tropley takes him down, and now Taz gets one, and Pasha's going to bring it up. It's a team effort. It's just Chris left in a 1-on-4. What a great start for Universal Soldiers.
He's managed to get behind them, though, and he's going to be able to pick off Neo, but will he get any more? One man in front of him takes the head off Pasha. Can he finish off both Taz and Bayali here, though? They're actually waiting off by the bomb itself. Taz, he's got a decoy. Will he fall for the fact he's not a flash? No, he won't. Chris J actually manages to somehow cross over middle there with 2 men lying in wait for him. He's picked up the bomb and he's headed off into the bomb site itself. Will he get himself a plant? He peeks out here, but that'll be the death of him. Bayali picks it up. Pistol round goes over to Universal Soldiers.
I have a hard time deciding if they're playing smartly and making sure they both stayed alive and didn't peek him one at a time, or if they were really, really scared of Chris, because it seemed like, you know, they were making a run for it. They even let him pick up the bomb. They do bring it back, though, 9-7. And now the question is, mousesports, can they get the final what, 7 rounds here?
It sounds easy when you say 7, but it's not. Certainly not against a team of this caliber. Crisby gonna pick the head off Neo, and that's the start that they're looking for. What's that gonna open up for them here? Let's see. Push continues through. Snacks is on the bomb site itself. Tizian is gonna get himself one before Pasha will reply. Flash is coming in. Pasha going aggressive. He's still alive as Bayali drops, and that leaves us with a 3-on-2 advantage for mousesports. Taz, he's gonna have a big role to play here. Currently sat on full HP with a P90, sprays down to middle. I think that was Chris J carrying the bomb. Actually, no, it wasn't. I tell a lie. It was Troubley who's now trying desperately to run away from him and even turns around. Sticks a bullet in Taz's head, says thank you very much, and it's all on Pasha with that silence M4, but the bomb is down. This is a hard retake.
It is, especially because I only just noticed, but mousesports actually have bought body armor and head armor. This is what we see very games. So they've made this popular, and now we see why. You know, that spray with the P90 probably should have killed Trobley, but because of the armor, it doesn't. Those submachine guns aren't as good as versus armor as against the, you know, as an AK or an M4. It's about Pasha coming in, gets the quad kill. He has to go for the ace, and Chris J is sneaking around. This is a terrible one-on-one situation for Pasha. He has no idea where Chris is, but he guesses anyway. Chris is going to come for it. Oh, he gets the shot! Chris J, there it is. They win the eco round. Mousesports, what a critical round here, Joe.
And we see there, Troubley, for me, not looking too happy with how that whole scenario went down. I mean, it was a 3-on-1 at the end, and those are the kind of little, I don't want to call them mistakes. Technically, it was a mistake. A 3-on-1 should never come down to that 1v1 scenario if we play it right. But credit to Pasha. Almost made that one work.
Very close to bringing it back. He even was looking in the right spot, but Chris is Chris, and that 10-7 scoreline is all of a sudden much better for mousesports than it was looking just before, because now they have Pasha, who's actually bought, and they have bought body armor as well on the counter-terrorist side, even though it's actually an eco, but it's a huge risk for Universal Soldiers, and we saw them do it in the first half. They bought, and it didn't work out, and they're doing it again. They could end up giving mousesports 2 rounds here.
Well, Pasha's got a big role to play. I don't think there's any doubt about this one. The man with the lone rifle in this Universal Soldiers team. Current slow push from mousesports. They've got 3 men, almost 4 men. One still at the bottom of mid. They're headed over towards that B site. One still waiting here over by A. That'll be Troubley, just trying to keep the men dug into that A site there, while the rest of the team do push into that B bomb site, as we are going to see Tizian get one. Snacks coming up big here, though, with 2 kills on that P250. Not been able to secure himself a weapon, though. but he may have time by the time the rest of the team actually come in. Or will he even need it? He takes down another one. That's 3 kills so far. Can't quite get number 4, but Pasha has now turned around. He gets himself 1. Will be helped out by Taz to finish off the round. Universal Soldiers, we talked about it. A risky buy, picking up that armor, 1 single rifle in the team.
And you know what we also talked about was the sort of the confidence that Universal Soldiers need to take a round like that. I mean, for any team that would be a good round to win. Probably, I mean, they tried, but I'm not sure they had full confidence. Now, I think they're going to be able to feed off that. And this game is back on. Now it's 10-8, and it's mousesports who are back on ecoing. Like
a yo-yo. That's what's going on right now. Eco round, as you said, for Mouse. Nades start to come out. No one really showing themselves up until now. mousesports trying to get a bit of control over the apartments as the smokes go down from Pasha in mid. Pasha really stepping up as well. He's currently top of the scoreboard for Universal Soldiers.
Yeah, really, really good. Has had some really cool rounds. Tropley on the other team, though, has actually a stunning 20 kills, which is very, very impressive. Especially because the scoreline is so close, you'd expect the kills maybe to be a little bit closer, but it actually isn't the case. And, well, the push is coming in towards the A-bomb side. They only have Lajaya here with head armor, and everybody else just, well, has Glocks and P250s and a Deagle as well. And a great early shot here, but it might not be enough. They do lose pretty much all their players. Chris J coming around the corner, and that's going to be it only by anyone going down. And that's really important for Universal Soldiers because, well, they've almost equalized, but their economy is actually only just starting to inch away. They still don't have that much money.
We need to pick things back up here. Universal Soldiers can level the game with this round. Bring us back to 10-10. And, well, if their last game's to go by, anything to go by, it's going to be hard to call this one before we actually see those final round coming onto the board. Again, a 3-man defense on the mid area. And early grenades doing damage to mousesports. Already a couple of them being chipped down to 2/3 HP. Actually, Neo and Snack's going to be making a meal of this one. Neo gets himself another one, and it just takes a 2-man defense there to finish off that mouse push.
Very cool. Didn't lose a push, and that's gonna secure Universal Soldiers all of a sudden a lot of money. Now they could lose a round and still buy, and that's the kind of confidence that they need. They all, yeah, well, and look, you know, let alone the fact of equalizing, making it 10-10. Next round here is going to be really important. Chris J, heavy investment in the AWP, and it has to pay off this time.
Has to pay off for him. Let's see, investment will work out here for mousesports. He 3-man defense on Banana, one of which is pushed up very, very aggressively. That will be Neo in the end. Someone who is very familiar playing that kind of playmaker, free roaming role inside of various lineups that they've had.
See if he can do it. I mean, this is cool because they can leave Neo alone in Banana and put 4 people in A. He gets so much information being this far up. He can see them coming, turn back and flash, or he can just headshot the first person. If he does either one of those, and there it is, right through the smoke, Neo not even caring. He knows the angle already, and he'll find the shot, and that's going to give them such a huge... yeah, they have so much time now to decide what they want to do on Universal Soldier. He can throw out that smoke and call for backup if he thinks they're coming, and there'll be plenty of time.
Legia is sat in apartments. We see that Taz is ready and waiting, crosshair trained on that door for him to make the peek out there. But the main push, I say the main push, they've lost a man in middle here. Looking at the minimap, I expect them to be a little bit more together than that. They've kind of split up here. Bayali is going to take down Legia, and that leaves just Chris J and Tizian. Chris J is going to get dropped. Tizian, is he going to be able to last it? Yes, he is, but he's left with 3/4 health. Does have the bomb in hand, has a couple of flashes to come in here with as well. Decides in the end not to use them. He had to storm it with the time running down, and Pasha was waiting. Universal Soldiers take the lead at 11-10.
Yeah, I think what actually happened that round was that mousesports kind of defaulted to a setup where you say, okay, a bomb site when we're 4 on 5. So let's instead try and get some pickoffs. And then instead they got picked off, and that makes them look really silly because it just looks like they go and die in different spots. But probably they were hoping to get a return kill somewhere. And Universal Soldiers, they just did not let them have it. And now they're back to eco again on the German side. This could be a 2-round lead for the Poles, unless we see some crazy upset. But it's not looking likely.
No. Doesn't look likely this time around. Probably was the last man. He was finished off by Taz. Universal Soldiers playing that aggressive game that they throw out there every now and then. And if we look at down the money once again. 12-10. Obviously, mousesports back on the buy, but they've pretty much exhausted everything here again, picking up this this loadout.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And now they need to make it count. They do these heavy investments, and I'm glad that Chris J is picking up this AWP, but now is the time to land the shot. And Neo's defending over here behind the sandbags, which is a really cool spot. If he doesn't get grenaded down, he might be able to get a lot of kills, and I think he's got some backup as well in Snags, who's right behind. They actually will fall back from it, so not really confident. What are they gonna do? They're smoked up out there, and they could have gone for like a flash peek with Snags flashing over and then Neo peeking out, but they rather play it defensively. And they still put Snags in the A bomb site. So Neo's going to be alone at B right now. That could be a risk when he's so far back. If he goes down from an early headshot, then the B bomb site is completely open.
Invested a lot into smoke here as well. Universal Soldiers probably reckoning with the fact that Chris J is going to go for that AWP here. Try and keep him out of this round for as long as possible and not get those initial picks, which up until now he's not been able to. But the Storm is going to come in here on towards that B side, but Neo is going to take down Chris J and Tizian, and that is that push stopped completely in its tracks. That's going to allow Universal Soldiers to start the rotations coming in. Two men already moving through that CT spawn. There's another one for Neo as he picks up kill number 4 of the round. He's going to have to reload. Is he going to go through the smoke? Yes, he is. Picks up number 4. Drop, though. But it's only the Legio that's left alive here for Mouse. He's finished off by Pasha. Universal Soldiers move from moving into tomorrow's game.
That was very cool. There were so many things about that round that just worked beautifully. Obviously, Neo defending against a whole team coming in is not every day you see that. But the really cool thing as well was that mousesports actually pushed through the smoke, which is always a risk. But the smoke that was there, it wasn't Neo who put it down. It was Snags who threw it all the way from the archway. So Universal Soldiers showing us that they have really studied Inferno. They could leave Neo alone because they had another smoke ready, which came all the way basically from the A bomb site.
You can see there that Chris J having to save cash this round, and the rest of his team got AKs, but look at this smoke move here from Pasha. He gets himself one. Crispy is behind him, but he's only man alive now for mousesports, up against 3. And there is Snacks waiting inside of the archway, and he's able to finish off. And Universal Soldiers had in the first half. Universal Soldiers are on the same one. Yeah,
they definitely are, and I think unlike mousesports, I think the momentum matters so much more for the Polish team. You can hear them shouting in the background. They are hyped up now, and they're probably just going to be playing better and better from here on out. Unless something terrible happens, they're just going to use what they have to really shut Mouse down. Pasha in the middle, tries for the shot. The auto sniper, and there it is. Crispy is going to go down over by the sandbag. Snags is waiting. Oh, actually misses that shot. Chris J drops. It's a 2-for-2 trade right now. And the B-bomb site's actually nobody defending it right now. So Mouse with a bit of an opening into this round, except for the bomb being very far away.
Yeah, that's going to take a while to get over there, and we can see that Universal Soldiers are pushing up towards middle. Well, that was a little bit lackluster from Taz. They do have that auto sniper coming. Bayali is going to pick off one, and there are still a lot of flashes and smokes here available for Universal Soldiers. There's the auto sniper finally dropped, and Bayali only has 22 HP. He may even just try and get that auto sniper and get out of there at this stage. But then again, it's 14-10. He might also go for the glory.
I think it would definitely be a smart move. I mean, they could all buy. There's 13,000 on Taz and 11,000 on Neo, but still to go for this 1-on-2, I think that's a little bit much. He tries for it. He wants it. I mean, again, the quality really high on the Polish team right now. 11-14, and they can obviously, but they can buy this round and the next one, even if they lose. So the counter-terror side, they have a really huge advantage going into this one. And mousesports, they're going to have to play a little bit more than just their A game.
And Mouse, if you can hear the polls behind his play, they're a little bit different in terms of the whole win around, scream at each other, high fives, punch each other in the face to get fired up kind of style. They're very, very calm at this point of things. No real shouting going on, staying very focused on the game. Universal Soldiers, though, are the team that are just 2 rounds away from that second showdown against Navi tomorrow. And what a game that would be.
It could be a really interesting rematch. We'll see if it comes to that. Right now, it's looking very likely. In fact, Neo, the sole defender, going to throw out a Molotov as well. They come for the smoke. Neo's going to pick down 2 of them, and actually a 3rd one as well. Chris comes down. There are more people in line for the Neo grinder.
Through smoke then, not really spotting any of them as the headshots come flying in. Crispy is actually through there as well. He's going for the knife. He's going for the knife. Doesn't get it, but Neo does. Game point for Universal Soldiers.
to fly first. Well, they're putting it in their faces. 11 to 15 is what we're seeing. Another auto sniper picked up on Pasha. They are I mean, this is you could say this is bad mannered if you were a StarCraft player, but this is really mind games coming out.
Yep. Games indeed. You feel terrible after something like that happens.
Yeah.
And that will be what Universal Soldiers are looking for. Here comes Pasha, auto sniper, clipping everything but Chris J's head. There is the final shot coming out. And you can only dodge that auto sniper for so long. There's not much money here with mousesports either. And right now, Snacks, is he going to make the peek out and pick up the kills? He's got the last 2 men coming his way. There's the first one. It's only Tizian left standing here for mousesports to keep their dream alive here in the RaidCall EMS 1-4 finals. He'll be picked off by Pasha, and Universal Soldiers take the win 16-11. That showdown once again with Navi. Their game earlier today went to 3 overtimes. We played almost 60 rounds in that game earlier on today, and hopefully tomorrow is going to be the same.
That was incredible. That's definitely a rematch that many people will want to watch. mousesports, they did everything they can, and they tried really hard. It almost looked like it was going to work at the first round, the first half, but not quite. Now, before we go anywhere else, Joe, let me say it's a real pleasure. I really enjoyed it, and even more importantly, though, do you remember what the prediction was I made?
No.
Well,
it wasn't 16-11.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was, wasn't it?
It was.
It was 16-11.
Oh,
go on then, Anders. I'll let you have this one this time.
Oh, I appreciate that.
16-11's a good one. I just want to say as well, from mousesports side of things, they've lost 2 games here. They've kind of gone out at the earliest stage possible, but to actually get here in the first place, they've done so incredibly well. The fact that they did everything very much last minute. They picked up the win against the Stunner Dragons to stop them actually getting here in the group stage as well. They've got a bright future ahead of them with some great talented players. They've now got a massive organization behind them. Bright future for me.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's also time that that the German scene has a strong German team, and what better organizations than mousesports to stand behind them. It's been a real shame for those of us who can remember a little bit about what happened in 1.6. The Germans, they always had at least 1 or 2 really strong teams, and it feels like it's been missing for too long now.
It has been a while. I mean, there've been some, I think we can say, fringe teams almost, teams that had done well, qualified for a lot of events, but never really performed to the level that the community here, I think, were really hoping for. We'll see if mousesports can really become that team. I mean, they've done well, as I said, to qualify here. Not the strongest, probably not the strong performance that they've probably been practicing for and really looking for coming into this event, but let's be honest, they've played Ninjas in Pajamas and Universal Soldiers. This is no terrible losses that they've really had.
They have the fan support, the local support, though, so that could be a really good starting point, and maybe a good reason why they'd want to show up to more lands in the future, because there will be people there supporting them and shouting for them and cheering for them. That's obviously important. So I think we're ready to put it on over to an interview, so let's see what's going to happen.
Thanks very much, guys. This guy, he kills me every time. He's rubbing makeup off the top of my head. Taz, congratulations, winning that game. And for the first time in RaidCall EMS history, you actually have to play a game on the second day of a tournament.
I don't know, man. That's like crazy. It's like a football player like preparing for one game, like Championship League, and now we are like supposed to play tomorrow. It's like first time. So yeah, I think that we'll just go back home and take us like sleep and eat breakfast and come back and play. I feel like this is the way.
Okay. Joking aside, that was a tough game, tougher than you probably thought. I mean,
tougher for me than for the guys.
Well, I didn't want to mention that you'd gone 0-10, but as soon as you mentioned it,
yeah. That was pretty bad. But actually, it was like we started to play the game, and from the beginning till like 0-10 at my scoreboard, I haven't even like used my AK or pistol or maybe Glock. Like I tried, but once I had like 2 shots from Glock.